if somebody would tell me the story of what happened to me, I would not believe it. I would definitely not have believed it had it not happened.
This is not just a spirit of a movie star who comes back and says, I want to be at my favorite place, I miss making movies. This is an evil spirit. This is something that's dark, or it wouldn't have done what it was doing.
This was a very scary and dangerous story where people's lives were actually in danger due to this poltergeist.
I've never believed in ghosts. I do now. I really honestly do.
Elke, let me look at you a minute. Isn't she beautiful? Huh? Isn't she gorgeous?
Elke Sommer was at the height of her career in the 1960s. As one of Hollywood's most glamorous celebrities, her home was often filled with friends and guests. But there was one guest who stood out from the rest.
I was having a cup of coffee with a friend, a German journalist lady, and she looks towards the house, and we were outside in the garden, and she says, "Oh, why didn't you introduce me? Who's the gentleman?" I said, "Joe is not home." "What gentleman?" She says, "Well, the one in the dark suit with a tie." I said, "I don't see a gentleman, Edith. You must be." She says, "No, he just walked from the dining room into the living room." So I went inside the house. I didn't see anything.
One after another, Elke's friends reported seeing the ghost of a man in the house. Always the same description: a man in a white shirt and a dark suit. Sighting after sighting after sighting. Joe Hyams and Elke contacted the UCLA Parapsychology Department for help. World-famous investigator Thelma Moss arrived on the scene.
She came, went directly into the dining room, directly into the corner, into this one corner, and said, "Of course, there is something, there's an entity there." Apart from her, we had, I think, 4 or 5 other parapsychological people come in. They all, independently from one another, went to the same room in the same corner. So obviously there was something there.
Ground Zero was the northwest corner of the downstairs dining room. It's where the sightings had been. It's where the energy was strongest. When Joe Hyams asked a friend to take a picture of him there, the results were nothing short of startling and bizarre. In the mysterious corner of the room, the film was fogged for reasons no one could explain.
Many cases, and as is the Elke Sommer's case, where there was a certain region in one particular room where the apparitions were seen most frequently. And this perhaps suggests that that's where the person or persons died or met a traumatic end.
Finally, it got a little much. And I said, "You know something, Joe? We're going to get ourselves another house because I've had it."
But it wasn't that easy. The ghost in Joe and Elke's house was not a friendly spirit. On the day before they moved, Elke challenged the ghost to make his presence known, but she got more than she bargained for.
I came home and said, "Hi, ghost, how are you?" And we sat in the middle of the floor of the living room. And I said, "Well, ghost, if you don't want us to leave, you better give us a sign. Finally, give us a sign." At about 4:30 in the morning, I hear a scream, a human scream. Nobody in the house besides my husband, Joe, and me. A loud scream. I woke Joe up and said, "Something's wrong." I opened the bedroom door to look down the hallway. I saw nothing but smoke and fire.
Elke believes the ghost set the fire, then woke them, allowing Joe and herself to narrowly escape with their lives. Firefighters never found the cause of the blaze, but they knew where it started.
They said that the fire originated in the dining room in that particular one corner.
What happened is it was in the history of a house. You've got to be a researcher in this, a little bit of a detective or an investigator. You've got to go back and see what the history of that house was. Was it somebody they knew? Was it somebody who lived in the house prior to them?
Despite extensive detective work, the identity of Elke Sommer's ghost has never been clearly established. But his memory haunts her to this day.
It just happened. And since now I believe in ghosts. Since that time I believe, really, when somebody says I have a ghost, I said, "I believe you, I believe you."